Now for our feature story of the day, U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis hints Trump's latest executive order, which was just signed for the Sovereign Wealth Fund, will mean the U.S. is buying Bitcoin. And at 2:30 p.m. today is a big conference with the crypto czar and Cynthia Lummis to discuss the United States adopting Bitcoin and crypto. So how do you think these announcements are likely to play out? Do let me know, family. But as you can see in the headline, U.S. Senator hints Trump's latest executive order could mean the U.S. buying the biddy. Let's break this one down. Trump has signed an executive order directing the government to create a sovereign wealth fund, as you saw in the news yesterday, with industry advocates and at least one lawmaker suggesting the action could lead to the government acquiring Bitcoin. Precisely. Now, Trump signed the executive order yesterday, February 3rd, for the press event in the Oval Office. As you can see the picture here alongside Howard Lutnick, directing Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who is on his left, and Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick on the right, to begin a process that will hopefully result in the creation of American Sovereign Wealth Fund. And according to Bessent, the executive order would be enacted within the next 12 months and monetize the asset side of the U.S. balance sheet. And speaking of this handsome gentleman on the right, Howard Lutnick, he was just recently interviewed by Pompliano, and I watched this morning, very powerful clip, and quoting it here: "Every time Bitcoin dips, I'm going to be the buyer." And Pompliano ultimately asked him, "My audience wants to know, Howard, how much are you worth and how much exposure do you have to Bitcoin?" And he admitted publicly, according to record, he's worth billions of dollars, and he personally has hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin exposure, and he says he's going to continue buying the Bitcoin dips. And Pompliano was laughing, saying you'll be a Bitcoin billionaire in no time. So that couldn't be any more bullish for Bitcoin. So let's get back to this executive order in the Sovereign Wealth Fund. Trump, Bessent, and Lutnick did not specifically say whether the fund, if established, would invest in cryptos like Bitcoin, but they suggested the government could purchase TikTok. That's interesting. The video sharing app is still subject to a law requiring its parent company, ByteDance, to divest its U.S. business or face a potential ban. Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis, which just confirmed the sit down today with the crypto czar 2:30, after the executive order signing, to hint that the Sovereign Wealth Fund could be used to buy Bitcoin. I mean, what other greater asset couldn't they purchase? Bitcoin advocate Wayne Vaughn, who has also called on the U.S. government to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, said Bessent and Lutnick both like Bitcoin. Well, yeah, he has hundreds of millions of dollars of exposure to it, and could set up the wealth fund to invest in crypto. I mean, to me, that seems like the most likely play, but what are your thoughts, family? I guess you just never know. Since taking office Jan 20th, and that's when we hit the current all-time high, 109.3 was the morning of the inauguration, Trump signed several executive orders that faced immediate lawsuits from organizations and authorities questioning the president's power to enact laws through executive actions. For example, a federal judge blocked the executive order attempting to revoke birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, calling the action blatantly unconstitutional. And among Trump's campaign promises to the crypto industry were pardoning Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht, who is a free man, might I add, establishing a Bitcoin stockpile, and he later switched the wording to crypto stockpile, as you know, and having all mine Bitcoin in the United States, making the United States a Bitcoin mining hub of the world, as you remember from the infamous speech in Nashville, and halting the development of a potential U.S. central bank digital currency, which we know as CBDCs, which I believe one of those executive orders banned the creation of CBDCs in the USA. So that's what's up. And on Jan 23rd, he signed a separate executive order establishing a crypto working group and prohibiting the CBDC, as I just mentioned, but it's unclear whether the order could also face legal challenges. Bitcoin's price dropped, actually flash crashed just yesterday to 91.5, but we recovered pretty nice. That was off the back of the news with the tariffs. But nonetheless, let me know your thoughts with this big announcement coming up today with the crypto czar, the executive order, the Sovereign Wealth Fund. What do you think? Which assets are most likely to be added to the Sovereign Wealth Fund? Do you think it'll be Bitcoin? Do you think it'll be shitcoins? Do you think it'll be a combination of everything? Do you think it'll be other things altogether? Let me know your thoughts. And what do you think of Howard Lutnick working with Trump, being this bullish on Bitcoin, obviously over at Cantor Fitzgerald? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll read your comments out loud. And welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream.